Welcome to Golden Software's video training for Grapher. Grapher is a powerful 2D and 3D graphing software package. In this video, I will cover how to display and edit date-time axis labels. If data are formatted as date-time in the data file, Grapher will automatically use date-time labels on the axis. If Grapher does not recognize the date-time formatting, the axis label will display as Julian dates. Julian dates are a continuous count since January 1st, 4713 BC. These labels can be displayed as Gregorian dates by selecting the desired axis, clicking on the Labels page in the Property Manager, checking the box in the General section next to Use Date-Time Format. Once axes labels are using date-time format, the axis limits, tick range, and tick label range values can be set using date-time values. Additionally, the tick spacing can now be set in terms of date-time. To do so, with the appropriate axis selected, click on the Ticks tab in the Property Manager. In the Major Ticks section, check the box next to Use Date-Time Spacing. To format the date-time interval the ticks appear at, click the Every Year button next to Date-Time Spacing. In the Date-Time Spacing dialog, set the increment value and units. Click OK and the axis updates. To format how the date-time labels are displaying, click on the Labels page in the Property Manager. In the General section, click the Select button next to Major Label Date-Time Format. In the Date-Time Format Builder, we can select from a list of predefined date-time formats for the selected country. By clicking the Insert button to add the selection to the date-time format, or we can type a custom date-time format into this field. A preview of what's in the date-time format field shows at the bottom of the dialog. Click OK to apply this change to the axis. In addition to standard sequential date-time values, dates in a data file can also be represented by non-standard sequential values. Some recording devices record data in this way, such as numbers 0 through 100 representing elapsed time in seconds. To show the corresponding date-time values for these non-standard sequential values, select the appropriate axis. Click on the Labels tab in the Property Manager. In the General section, change the label's source to numeric date-time. The labels now look like date-time values, but the starting date-time value and increment need to be defined before these will be accurate. Click the Set button in the Date-Time Settings field to do so. In the Date-Time Labels dialog, the most important fields to set are the Axis Value and Axis Increment settings. These define what numeric values correspond to what date-time values, and how often data was collected. If this data was collected once per hour beginning at 10 a.m. on December 19th, and our first non-standard sequential value is 0, we would verify that the axis value is set to 0. This is our first non-standard sequential value. Set the date to 12/19/2017 and the time to 10 a.m. This is the date-time value that corresponds to the first non-standard sequential value. Verify the axis increment is set to 1, and set the corresponding time increment to hour. This tells Grapher that a value of 1 is 1 hour after the value of 0, so it corresponds to 11 a.m. on December 19th. Now that the values are associated with real dates and times, the values can be formatted. Click on the Date-Time Format to open the Date-Time Format Builder. We've seen this dialog already. Since these are hour values, we'll replace the existing format with a time format and click OK. If the axis displays minor labels, set the properties for those in the same way. Click OK to apply the changes. This concludes the video training for date-time axes and Grapher. If you have any additional questions, please contact Golden Software.